Hi, AC here back again. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're wondering where I am, I'm actually in Balclutha tonight because I've had to travel. I'm not going to be in Dunedin this weekend. So I'm down here where I grew up, looking over Balclutha River, looking up there, the mighty Clutha, over the township of Balclutha. One thing before we start is I want to remind everyone to subscribe and click that like button, so it helps us grow this channel. So there's a couple of goals that we want to reach, and that's get to 1,000 subscribers and get to over 400 hours viewed. So we've had 600 views and we're at about the 60 hour mark already, so you guys are doing quite well, but we need some more subscribers, and the reason why we need that is so that we can start bringing you live games. You've got to get over those marks with YouTube and they recognize you as an official channel. So just click away and give us all the support. That's the aim by the end of the year, and we can start moving along with other things. So we'll move on to our Colts rugby. As we know, William and the boys, they went up and played Zingaree up there, and they had a loss by a couple of points. They just lost it in the last couple of minutes. Disappointing, William said, but there was a couple of good things to come out of it. They got the bonus point, as you can see by looking at the table. They're just below Tyree and above Kaikra and Dunedin, so that's a good thing. But as you can see, Kaik and Dunedin still have a game in hand, so they've already had a bye. So, and as you can see for next week, there's a couple of good games in there for that Colts grade. You've got Kaik up against University. Yeah, you might say Kaik should take that by looking at the standings. And then you've got Tyree versus Zingaree. You would think Tyree would win that one, but hey, I could be wrong. You can put the comments in below and you can have a go at me about that one. And of course, Harbour has the bye, and we have a game against Dunedin, so that's the top of the table clash sort of thing. So it should be a good game. So you get down there and support William and the boys. So moving on to our Premier Development grade. As we know, we had University play us last weekend, and our development grade played against their development grade. And as you look by the scores, it was a bit of a blowout for our boys. But talking to Mika after the game, they were still quite pleased. They're still coming together, they're still working on things. The boys are still upbeat. There's a few things that went well and a few things that went wrong, but they sort of know where they need to go and get things better and improve on. So looking forward to the next game, and they're fairly contested grade with 10 teams in there. Of course, Easton's jumped into that Premier Development grade, so that when the Premiers have a bye, we get to go play them, and we'll see how the season goes along there, and see how the boys can see if they can get themselves up the ladder a bit further. And going on to next week's draw, as you can see, we've got Harbour playing Dunedin. Dunedin should win that one, and then we've got a top of the table clash there with Tyree and Kaik. That'll be an interesting game, probably the game of the round. And you got Green Island versus Port Alhambra at the moment, and University against Zingaree. Zingaree had a good showing in their last outing with Dunedin, so we'll see how that one goes. That game might be a pretty good game. And of course, we've got Southern. We're heading up to Easton, go play my old mate Daniel Oldham up there. So I hope Dacko and the boys are ready for us. So go get them, boys. Rightio, we'll start into the Premier grade now. And as you can see for the scores there, she's been pretty close with old Green Island and Harbour. We had a bit of a blowout with University, but as you can see, it was a very tight game by the highlights at the beginning of the first half, and we managed to get away at the end of the second half and put a few points on them. Dunedin played Zingaree, and I think that was pretty what we thought would end up like. Dunedin's pretty strong this year, so they're the front runners, as you can see by the table, and poor old AU didn't have a good time of it with Tyree. So looking at the table, we're sitting fourth on the table. So the start we had with the loss, a couple wins now. I think it's going to be tight between the probably top 5 teams. Any of those games that are coming up, it'll be very interesting to see how they get on. And this week we have the bye, but we've got Harbour playing Dunedin out at Harbour. That should be an interesting game. I'm a bit surprised that Harbour are not up there a bit further and haven't had a win yet, because they've got some good coaches out there. So a bit surprised, but hey, you never know. They could come on strong. The game of the round, I would say, would be Kite versus Tyree up there. That's going to be a pretty tight game. So it'd be see who's going to sit into that second slot, I'd say. And then you got Green Island AU. Green Island should take that one out because AU hasn't been that flash this season. And then you've got University versus Zingaree. So we've got the bye this week. John and them have had a pretty relaxing weekend, but they've still been into their work and working on their strategies. Had a good chat to a couple of the guys after the training on Thursday, and they were all still upbeat and pretty healthy, and it's a good thing when we have a break like that, you can get over some of those injuries. Seen Mika Murphy, he was there, so looking forward to hopefully he's back next week. Their next game against Tyree, that'll be great if he's back. So I'll leave you guys there, and hopefully everyone has a good weekend, and you still get out to play a bit of footy or get out and watch some footy and get on the sideline. I've got another event to go to this weekend, so I'm going to go see the boys at the golf club and see if I can catch up with a couple of old mates. So I'll leave you to that, and looking up the river and old David Ladder country down here. So we'll catch you next time, boys? See you on the sideline.